going on, 60 years versus 55 years. My team, can we log in that issue, take it to labor, and if it's possible to have a number for that colleague, not because that issue affects that colleague alone. This is a national debate right now. And in the campaign, we heard a lot, people expressing what they feel. And so I think we should achieve consensus very soon, working with the unions, Luchi. Our approach is consultative, working with the Ministry of Labor, working with employers. What is called a tripartite deal, cancer platform. Tripartite. What is that? Labor. So we have to talk to workers, including young people, those in employment. And through there, they're represented by unions in some cases, but in others not. Two, we work with employers. Three, and remember, government is also employer, but three, government. That's a tripartite partnership, and this is a critical subject. It has a lot of appeal to me as an individual.
Okay.
But I'm only an individual, but I have my views, very strong views. One of the things I believe in that if people left early and they're given some support in terms of capital before they even leave and prepare themselves, they will be able to live on their own and they don't have to stick like a tick on a payroll to a point where they crowd out their own grandchildren at the bottom. So if people left at a certain level, they allow grandchildren to enter into employment and program or age or opportunity, then more youth come in place. But if people leave, Luchi, we have to ensure that their benefits are attended to. You can't shut people out and their benefits. So these are some of the reforms that we are working on. Okay. So please take the number. Do you have the number?
I have the number, yes. I'll forward. In fact, what I'll do is, because I came in with 19 pages of text messages.
19?
19 pages.
It's very popular, isn't
it? Yeah. So your team tells me that we have to end at 12 o'clock. So what I'll do is let me take 3 questions via the phone, and if you can be as brief in your responses as possible. Are we in agreement? Okay. 0978-895-895 if you'd like to call us, 0978-895-895. That's the number you can use to get in touch with us this morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
This is Victor calling you from Cincinnati.
Sorry, your name again?
This is Victor calling you from Cincinnati.
Victor, go ahead.
Yes, I just want to ask the president. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, Victor. Go ahead with your question. Go ahead.
Yes, I just want to ask the president about the coronavirus. Like just who are in the rural areas, yes? I just want to know more about the president, what he's thinking about the Ashwa in the rural areas, because we are not vaccinated and it's far from here to them. But I wanted to ask the president what he's thinking about it.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Victor. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello? Okay, nobody on that line. 0978-895-895 if you would like to call. That's the number you can use this morning. Hello, good morning. Hello? Okay, nobody on that line again. There's somebody asked a question about small-scale farmers, Mr. President. Something that you can deal with in terms of inputs for many of these small-scale farmers. There seems to be a complaint that they're not able to access funding. So I'm hoping that that's something that you can take note and you can you can deal with. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, it seems to have a little challenge going on here. So let me go back to the phone to the text message here, so that I can deal with some of these. Fertilizer distribution under the Farmer Support Program. Southern, Western, and Northwestern provinces are on e-voucher systems of fertilizer distribution. This means giving a farmer a voucher token system. for fertilizer. The voucher has a value. Last year it was 2,000. It meant that in these provinces, each farmer got a maximum of 3 fertilizer bags. In other provinces, which were not on e-voucher, they were given 9 fertilizer bags, as well as other seeds such as soybeans or groundnuts. These provinces were perceived to be PF supporters. If the New Dawn government does not quickly check this discrepancy, it will be repeated this year. That's a question from somebody. Do you want to quickly respond to those so that you don't?
Yeah, I'll be very quick, Luchi. The thing is that they start with the fertilizer sport. The colleague is spot on. There was discrimination in the distribution of fertilizer in this country. Some provinces, to be specific, Western Province were discriminated, Southern Province was discriminated, parts of Lusaka were discriminated against. And some provinces were given more fertilizer than others. We have made a decision that will be fair, will be equitous in this country. And you know why that was happening. It was a political persecution, and it will not happen going forward. We're working on equalization, even as late as this year. I'm saying even as late as this year, because this year, the fertilizer program, the procurement of fertilizer, all farming inputs were decided by PF. For the first time, in fact, PF decided to give the contract for fertilizer supply for 2 years instead of 1 year, in order to lock out UPND in the event that UPND came into office. Mischievous, isn't it? Absolute mischief. So we are working hard. That discrimination was going to continue even in this season. As per plan, as we sit now, we are reviewing it only yesterday. Only yesterday. We are working, Luchi. The discrimination is to continue. And although it's a late hour, there are other challenges I don't want to talk about here, because we'll be issuing a statement around fertilizer and input support very soon, following the work that is going on. A lot of issues, I think, are coming through. I don't want to preempt that, but I can comment that our attempt, our intention, clear, to equalize, to be equitable. If I say equalize is wrong, to be equitous is right. Equity meaning fairness based on various parameters. What are these parameters? Number of farmers, right, in an area who qualify, and then appropriate distribution of input laws. Certainly, we will take away the discrimination. As late as this year, we are working to see how we can ameliorate that discriminatory tendency that went on for years, not for 1 year, for years. And these are the things we want to heal in our country. It was not correct. And when you heard people, provinces agitating, some people who didn't know what was happening were just saying, why are these people making noise? They were being discriminated against. You can't do that to your own citizens. So we want equity across the 10. Provinces of Zambia. Equity based on the factors that, one of which I've just indicated here, the number of farmers who qualify, the farming culture activities in that area, all of those factors taken into account. So we're working on that. Going forward, next year, you'll see a better program of distribution. In fact, we're working out to move away from just fertilizer and seed as the focus. Remember, I think it's Lushomo or somebody who talked about agricultural potential. We want to move towards what we call agricultural support program, which will look at not just inputs, but of course, remember in our campaign, we're talking about working towards lowering the cost of inputs. Very, very important, extremely important, because then it lowers the cost. You to help us with a number.
No problem.
So that Dr. Chilengi, the COVID advisor, can follow up, talk to Victor, get a little bit more information, and through that and other conversations, we see what we do. But our intention is to cover the whole country. Remember Thursday, I talked about something there at the youth center, Commonwealth Youth Center, which was that there's what is called in the kingdom we belong in. The kingdom meaning the animal species, human beings, other animals. So if we are defined as that, because biologically we are, there is what is called in a pandemic situation, herd immunity. If you want to achieve herd immunity, population immunity, you need to drift towards the 70% of the population. This is a science that has been proven right over years. So we are moving towards a target of 70% immunization so that we can rein in on COVID. That includes rural areas. So we've been challenged in the past, haphazard management of the program. We're streamlining on that. So I think I would say Victor Mkwai, Twala Tuma phone, Abanandi, they're listening here, Twala Tuma phone, and so we can get more and see what is your nearest opportunity or facility that people like you can access. But your question is not just for yourself, it's for many other people, including rural areas. I think that Thursday, we talked about that herd immunity. We talked about now broadening, and I'm sure the COVID advisor will announce this. We are rolling out, relaunching the vaccination program and other anti-COVID measures in the provinces, in the districts. Hopefully we'll get to the constituencies and if possible to the wards. And then we are able to reach out to all our people. I thought I needed to say that. Just very quickly, Luchi, if you allow me, we are working on this issue of taxation, because this is related to the income levels that our people can access. And in this budget, I don't want to make too much commitments. I'm looking at what's happening, talking to the Minister of Finance, talking to inputs from stakeholders, that we want to move, at least I know, we want to move towards what is called fair taxation. Fair taxation, balanced taxation, equitable taxation, which in tax theory itself, I used to say it in the opposition. Are you not glad that I'm saying it as a servant of the people? Yes. You remember, Luchi?
I remember.
That once the tax system is fair, it's equitable, the theory goes by that you collect more money, because there's no motivation for people to cheat. Now we are in this position, this role, we are working towards actualizing that gradually, and knowing that we don't want to create a distortion, a disruption also on the revenue side. But the truth is that if we get it right, and we tend to get it right, reasonably right, it will bring more revenue, even though it's at a lower rate, even though it is probably. I'll tell you that.
Is that now? Sorry, is that now?
I said we've started already.
Okay.
The budgeting process is
okay,
on,
so this
but
is
the
now.
road is on now.
Okay.
The very thing we were saying when we were in opposition is what we are doing. Let me give you an example. Some council rates for properties encourage property owners not to pay rates, because the rates are like you are buying a new property. Now, you are creating an environment for default there, but we'll be engaging with the councils. We'll be engaging with lands. I come from a different background. If certain fees, rates, charges don't earn you money, they earn you limited amounts of money. But if you turn the page and look at the usage of that asset and focus on encouraging usage of that land, usage of that building, so you encourage somehow to avoid empty buildings, unproductive assets, you move towards bringing the assets into production, you generate tenfold more revenue. It's a paradigm shift. But we're working because, again, we've not had a military coup where we can come and decant everything. We are looking at a transition period. So this is one we are looking at very carefully, but we know the end game. We know the benefits that will arise. So you watch that space, right?
So does it
Tax will not be
include,
paid.
does it
Yes.
include personal income?
Yes.
Pay
Yes,
your
you include-
VAT.
Pay the whole range.
Okay.
The whole range.
I feel like you want to say a lot more. Please.
No,
go ahead.
no, no.
Okay.
I don't want to digress because you see, all I want to deliver a message is that tax must not be punitive. That's the word I was looking for. Tax must not be punitive. Tax must be collected, but it must be equitable, it must be fair, it must be balanced. And the theory cannot be challenged over years, including the prehistoric times. Remember, there used to be tax even in that time. The chief who taxed their subjects more and was lazy, didn't do any work, but asked for more meal, more ornaments, more human beings. Slavery started in the family as a tax system, right? In the communities. Over time, members of the society gravitated away from that chiefdom into the next chiefdom where there was a fairer tax system in the traditional days. It hasn't changed now. The form is different, but the theme is the same.
Okay.
So this is the point I'm making. So it's a broader tax, including, let me dare say it here. Let me say it here. Taxation in the mining system, in the mining sector. We want to create, we pronounced ourselves already. We said it at the opening of Parliament. With a bit of memory, which ramp up production, take it to 2,000 metric tons plus. The Minister of Finance has bigger projections, and I share his views, so that we can now realize the potential of this asset, which will be more job for our people. That's the way it works.
Okay.
Now we are in this chair, Ruchi, we are in this government, we are driving this very hard, and the benefits will be obvious, unquestionable.
Yeah.
And that's where the distinction will come from. And also we want to use for example, the mining sector to drag other sectors along. Two reasons, because the infrastructure, to drag other sectors in terms of value addition and the market issues, the demand pull issues. I don't want to confuse the listeners. Thank you.
Your team is going to kill me because we have gone a little overboard. But I want to thank you for joining us this morning. I want to thank you for agreeing, for honoring your commitment to come to Phoenix and to speak to people. Thank you very much.
Luchi,
I can also just say I want to thank you for inviting me to the People's Home.
absolutely.
I've never been, so this is my first time. So thank you
Are
very
you serious?
much. No, I've never been.
Let me tell you, this is when I came into this house, it was my second time ever at my age. But we want to make this house more open. As we declared outside there, this is your house, people of Zambia. These are your grounds. We're just temporary occupants to do a job for you. All the time. Service to the people. We may make mistakes along the way. Our intentions are clear. Service to the people. All the time.
Okay.
And I want to thank you, Radio Phoenix, yourself, listeners, other platforms that have agreed to cover us on this program. A lot of people were scared, don't go on radio, you'll be ballot, people who do this. Hey, a leader must accept balloting if it's relevant. A leader must be in a position to engage the people. That's what we are doing. But you've given us this platform. Next time it will be another station, another radio or television, or indeed, my tip, hear me out, social media. We can also have a program on social media platform so that we engage the people 1 hour, 2 hours. What's the intention? Talk to the people on good things, even on difficult things. Talk to people, walk with the people. That's our intention. This is on the beginning. Thank you, Luchi. Thank you, Radio Phoenix. Thank you, listeners. Thank you to the callers. Thank you to those who text messages. We'll get back to you. God bless them. God bless our people.
Thank you very much.